Hello, hi everyone, good afternoon to all of you. Friends, today we will think about the trace. So you know that there are two types of traces. The first one is word trace and second one is sentence trace. So now we will focus only the word trace. So word trace is also known as word trace has another name, that is word accent. So this is the first one we are talking or we are thinking about this one. So friends, you know that when words are very important, words always contain some syllables. So first of all we will think about what is a word trace. Okay, so the word trace is described as a degree of force with which a syllable is uttered. Syllable is uttered. This is the definition of word trace. A word trace is described as a degree of force with which a syllable is uttered. So the word syllable is very important here. The word syllable is very important there. So you know that every words consist one syllable, two syllable, three syllable, or it goes up to 6 or 7 syllables sometimes. So we can say that every words includes some syllable. Every word includes some syllables. Every word consists some syllables there. Okay, for example, we will take some example. The word, for example, the word like production, the word like production, it has 3 syllables. First one is pro, second one is da, and third one is shun. So these are 3 syllables, and when we think about the word, remember it well that when we think about the word, syllables are very important there. So every word consists some syllable. Just as take example of production, it has 3 syllables. Second example, nation. The word nation has 2 syllables, ne and shun. One more word we can think about, unkind. The word unkind has 2 syllables. But when we produce any kind of sound, sometimes some syllables are spoken forcefully, some syllables are spoken louder, some syllables are spoken in higher pitch. So that is the word trace. For example, in the word, just as in production, the second syllable is traced. In the word like nation, first syllable is traced, and the word like kind, the second syllable is traced. So a word trace is describe a degree of force with which a syllable is uttered. So in the word, just like in production, the second syllable is important here, and it is trace syllable. Okay, in second word, nation, the first syllable is traced there, and in third example, kind, second syllable is traced there. Okay, so that is very important part. So in words, every syllable is not important, or we can say, yes, it's not important. Every syllable is not important there. Or we can have the another word is as in prominent, important or prominent in the word, prominent in the word. If suppose in the first example there are 3 syllables, but only second syllable is important there, so second syllable has been produced having the forcefully, having the louder voice, and it takes more time, just as in production, nation, and kind. So the trace syllable is produced forcefully. So friends, it is very important that when we have the trace, word trace is always shown by the vertical. Word trace is always shown by putting vertical lines, before and in front of trace syllable. Okay, that is, this is trace. Or we can it is shown like this. So friends, this is very important part when we think about the trace syllable. Okay, so a trace syllable is longer, a trace syllable is longer, forceful, more forceful, louder, and longer, more forceful, more louder, and more and more higher in pitch, and more higher in pitch. This is very important part. When the trace syllable is there, trace syllable always having a longer pronunciation, more forcefully, more louder and more higher in pitch. That is very important part here. So we know that when we trace a weak syllable, or when we can say that wrong tracing always gives wrong meaning. Wrong tracing syllable always convey wrong meaning. That is very important part here. So your pronunciation, your syllable, tracing syllable pattern should be correct. If the syllable has more than two, if the word has more than two syllables, so both syllables are important, not important there. Just take one again, the one same example. The word production has three syllables, but every syllable is not important there. Only the second syllable is important there. So some syllables sometimes two syllables are important in word. Sometimes two syllables are very important there. And so it has the primary trace syllable and other is called the secondary trace syllable. We will take one example first. For example, the word like describing, the word like describing, it has three syllables. Dis, cry and bing. 1, 2 and 3. So this word has three syllables and two syllables are very important there. The first one, cry, describing. The pronunciation like this, describing, describing. So cry second syllable is very important there. But one more syllable is also important there, and that is the first one. And so when we have the first important syllable, that is called the primary syllable. The first one is primary syllable. Okay, so cry is primary syllable here. Cry is primary syllable. And the second one is dis, also important syllable. Second one, secondary syllable. Secondary trace syllable. That is dis. So in this word, two syllables are very important there. Primary syllable is always having the trace on and before the syllable. And the secondary trace syllable has also the secondary mark there, and it is kept below and in front of the syllable. So friends, this is very important part here, that when we have the two syllables important in a word, first syllable has it is said that it is a primary trace syllable, and the second syllable is called the secondary trace syllable, and they are shown like this mark. So that is very important part here. Okay, now we have some types of syllables here. Friends, you might have known that I have already made a video on word trace, but unfortunately due to my mistake there was a one mistake in my video which was shown by my friend Mr. Varekar sir. He is from Karad, Satara, and the problem was that while giving the example here I have written describe showing the 3 syllables, but it was a wrong syllable that I have counted there. So thank you Varekar sir once again. I want such kind of feedbacks from each and every teachers. So that is again I welcome to him. So describing has 3 syllables. The second syllable is primary syllable and the first syllable is the secondary syllables, and those are shown like this. So we have some types of, we have some another words. The first one we have the monosyllabic word. Monosyllabic words means the words which has only one syllable, only one syllable and same stress. Just take one example. For example, the word like cat, the dog, every word has only one syllable and the same syllable is traced. Monosyllabic consists only one syllable. The second, we have the second also, that is the disyllabic word. Disyllabic words. Disyllabic words means the words which have only 2 syllables. Having 2 syllables. And in disyllabic word, the word consists only 2 syllables. Sometimes the first syllable is stressed, sometimes the second syllable is stressed. For example, the words like single, the words like single, it has 2 syllables. Sing and girl, first, second. We have one more word there, again. We have also 2 syllables, a is first and gain is second. So in the word single, the first syllable is stressed and the word again, the second syllable is stressed. So these are the disyllabic words. Di means 2. And we have one more, that is the polysyllabic. Polysyllabic means the word should consist more than 2 syllables. More than 2 syllables. It should be more than 2 syllables. For example, the word like registered. The word like registered, register, 1, 2, 3. 3 syllables are there. Register, 3 syllables are there. And the first syllable is stressed there. We will have the one more example, that is develop. The word develop has again 3 syllables. Develop, 1, 2, 3, and the second syllable is trace there. The word like understand. The word like understand has also 3 syllables. Understand. 1, 2, 3, and the last syllable is traced there. So this is called the polysyllabic words. So friends, when we have monosyllabic word, disyllabic words and polysyllabic words, you know that only sometimes 2 syllables are very important there. The first become the primary syllable and the second become the secondary syllable. So we have one more thing about the trace, word trace, that is word shifting trace. Sometimes word, if you have some words can change their syllables, uttering the syllables. Trace changes according to the function of syllable. Trace change according to the function of word. According to the function of word. For example, we will take some example about this one how. And before that, let me tell you, for example, just I am writing here. Okay, the words like object and perfect, when both are playing their role as in noun, here both words are playing their role as in noun. Object, perfect, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the first syllable is traced there. When they are playing their role as in noun. Again we will take the same example, the words like object and perfect. But here they are playing their role as in verb. When both words are playing their role as in verb, the trace changes from first syllable to second syllable. So it has also object 1, 2, perfect 1, 2. But here the second syllable is traced here. And so their pronunciations are different. Just listen very carefully. Object, object, perfect, perfect. Forcefully utter the first syllable. Object, object, perfect, perfect. Try to understand. Object, 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 perfect, 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 perfect. So they are playing their role as in verb here. So that is very important part here. So one should be taken into consideration of all these things here. It means that when the word plays role as in verb, the second syllable is traced, and when the word plays its role as in noun or adjective, we have one more that. Noun or adjective, definitely trace will be on the first syllable. So you know that this is very important part when you think about the word trace. So friends, this is very important as far as your exam is concerned. I think that it would be beneficial for you to face the exam. No doubt, if you like this, definitely like my channel, subscribe it and share to your friends. Thank you once again.